It was a sunny day at the park, and the tall, curly slide was the best place to be. Clara was just about to climb up the ladder when Benny ran over. He didn't want to wait his turn. Benny gave Clara a big push and shouted, "It is my turn now." Clara stumbled back, feeling very surprised and sad. Benny zoomed down the slide, but he was still in a hurry. As he raced toward the sandbox, he bumped right into Robin. Robin fell down onto the grass with a loud thud. Benny didn't stop to help, and he didn't even say he was sorry. He just kept running, leaving Robin feeling very hurt. Clara and Tim saw what happened and decided they didn't want to play with someone so rude. "Come on, Tim," Clara said, and they both walked away. Benny was left all alone. He sat on the grass and took out his favorite stuffed robot, Buzo. He made Buzo slide down the slide, but it wasn't as much fun as playing with friends. That evening, Benny was still feeling sad and lonely in his room. He picked up Buzo and gave him a big tight hug. Benny remembered a secret rhyme he had heard once. He squeezed his eyes shut and whispered the magical mantra, "Kazuka bazooka, ding dong ding." Suddenly, Buzo's stuffed arms and feet began to wiggle. The little robot stood up and started to sing, "Happy birthday to you," in a funny, squeaky voice. Benny's eyes went wide. Buzo looked at him and said, "If you want friends to stay, Benny, you must use the 3 magic words: please, thank you, and sorry." Soon, it was time for Benny's 6th birthday. He was so excited. He went to find Clara to invite her to his home for a party. But Clara shook her head. "I have drawing class," she said quietly. She remembered how Benny had been mean at the park, and she didn't want to go to his party. Benny felt a little tug at his heart. He remembered what Buzo had told him. The next day at school, Benny was working on a craft project. He needed a glue stick, but his was empty. He looked at Clara and said, "Could I please borrow your glue stick, Clara?" When she handed it to him, he gave her a big smile and said, "Thank you." Later that day, Benny saw Tim playing on the slide at the park. Instead of pushing, Benny waited at the bottom. When Tim finished his turn, Benny asked politely, "Can I please play with you?" Tim was very happy to see Benny being so kind. "Yes, let's play together," Tim cheered. Benny went home and told his mom the good news. "Clara and Tim are coming over tomorrow to play," he shouted. Mom was so happy to hear that Benny was making friends. "That is wonderful, Benny," she said. "I will bake a giant chocolate cake for everyone to share." On the day of the party, Tim and Clara arrived with big smiles. While they were playing a game of tag, Benny accidentally bumped into Tim. This time, Benny stopped right away. He looked at his friend and said, "I'm very sorry for bumping you, Tim." Tim gave him a high five and said, "That's okay, Benny." Suddenly, Buzo the robot started to glow. He turned on some loud, bouncy hip-hop music from his chest. Benny and Buzo started to dance, spinning and hopping all around the room. It was the best dance party ever. Everyone was laughing and having a magnificent time. When the party was over, Benny picked up Buzo and gave him another big hug. "You really are my best buddy," Benny whispered. He was so happy that he had learned how to be a good friend. Using his magic words had turned a lonely day into the best birthday ever.